John?
This is John in Los Angeles. We're here with Michael Wisnieux and mankinder.net.
It's all happening. It's for real.
It's scary, isn't it?
You know, we're only going to show his camera because John is being, incognito. He prefers to be behind the camera.
Yes.
Like me, unless he's prepared. And of course, I'm being crazy enough to actually do this improv. John thinks I'm nuts to try to do this.
Oh, yes.
But anyway, so John, I wanted to tell you a little bit about these pictures. Can you see them there?
Sure.
So that's my mom and dad, and
Yes.
and that shot is from their wedding day. And you see my mom in the wedding dress up and to the right over there,
Mm-hmm. Oh,
and
yes.
yeah, that one. And but the shot of the two of them was taken in the getaway car in the back seat after they got married, because my dad was finally able to give us a good smile. Well, I wasn't there. I wasn't born yet. But anyway, it's actually the only really good smile we have of Dad, because he was actually able to relax, because he really did get the girl. And my mom was such a wonderful woman, and they were both just paragons of integrity and character. And I've been trying to live up to their example ever since. But and then see, my dad got drafted into World War II. And after, he didn't see any action, so fortunately no PTSD or anything like that. But then after he got out to Europe after basic training and all that, and didn't see any action, so he went around Europe and just kind of did some sightseeing. And he loved the gargoyles at Notre Dame. And you know, my parents were genuine Catholics of integrity, and they believed everything they were taught, like good Catholics and good school kids. And so we believe that the gargoyles are our protectors, right? They protect the church from evil influences. Funny how they look so scary themselves. So I don't know. But so he loved gargoyles, so I got him that big one for his 70th birthday.
I just got a shot of that.
And then I always wanted to have a place, have a home, because I got it for him when we were still in Chicago. And I wanted to have a home where you would come up to the gargoyle, you would come in, and you had to choose left or right. Did you go to the left or to the right? So we finally made that happen. Actually, Steve helped to build this shelf. We designed it and built the whole thing and remodeled everything together. I learned tools largely from my great uncle here. That's me learning how to do tools and build stuff. And I was a happy baby, as these pictures show. I was a happy baby, always laughing, because my parents were always laughing and loving, and we were always telling jokes and having a good time. So it's been weird reacclimating to the real world, or acclimating to the real world, and realizing, the world is not as nice a place as my parents were. This shot up here was my father's father, and I think he got that condition you see around his neck from working in the factory. So it's lymphoma or something like that. Anyway, so going on in here, I know John likes to keep his videos short, and here we are babbling. But this is my home studio since 2003, and Stephen J. Vetter here of Vetter Energetics is doing a little bit of what do we call it? What do you call it?
Well, Ida Rolf started the whole thing back in the 20s and refers to it as structural integration, primarily working with the connective tissues.
So there you go. So he's working on Marley.
Oops.
How do you feel, Marley?
I feel better, thank you.
Marley feels better. She'll keep feeling better. When Steve first worked on me, when I got to know him in 2003, it was weird because he works really deep, and it can hurt. But it hurts temporarily, and then it hurts less and less, and then you realize, I needed to go through that pain to get to the comfort, to get to the pleasure. Anyway.
Some of your photography here.
My old
right?
photography, this shot of Stevie Ray Vaughan that I got in 1983.
You gotta love that face.
The final Chicago Fest.
I've made that many times with the chemtrails done. Absolutely.
Well, in Stevie's case, he's bending a note way across the fretboard, and he played with really heavy strings, so it really does hurt to play the way that Stevie did. He was definitely feeling the blues. And
Behind
and
you is Janet.
he signed it to me in New Orleans on the riverboat a couple of years before he tragically died in the helicopter crash in Alpine Valley.
Great shot of Janet there, by the way.
And yeah, Janet, this is my famous Janet Jackson shot, Rhythm Nation, 1990, the biggest selling debut tour by any artist in history. And I really, this image was the centerpiece of my studio downtown, the Wisnieux studio in downtown LA. And for good reason, because, as the camera flips around crazy because I'm pushing it around on the gimbal, but because the message of the Rhythm Nation album was so empowering to, really to all people, but people particularly of Janet's background. And it was about education and true empowerment. So that shot really meant a lot to me when she did that gesture. And it's an interesting controversy because she's using the left hand up, which is not black power, it's black unity. So there's a story in the video that we made a few years ago about what that all means historically. So anyway, so
And we got Bjork over here.
we're selling photography. We're selling
the way.
any of a variety of services.
Wait,
You can look on
you're
the
selling
page.
these?
Yeah. Believe it or not, because they're so valuable and so unique, even though a few different
hard to get it
galleries
here.
have represented me,
Yeah.
no sales. And I would think they'd
dirtbags.
be internationally famous, these images, but
Yeah,
I just
you would.
haven't found the right representative. If Russ Brunelli is still watching, hey buddy, old buddy from Chicago, very well connected. Maybe Russ can connect me to the right art gallery or buyers. But yeah, this is Bjork in the middle of a Sugar Cubes concert. She just started dancing with Einar, just kind of slow dancing, and it was just lovely, charming moment. I like capturing photographs of people when you wouldn't normally, like they don't have to be singing or doing something that you think of as performer. It's kind of the moments in between when you really capture the real personality. And so there's just this lovely, charming, beautiful, selfless moment. And then I colorized it from the black and white, and I went into her own color styles from a lot of her own material, and used those colors to colorize this one. And I have a whole big series of classic images that I'm intending for my book release. It's been in development, but is again going to require some funding. And if you look at my story on my page for this event today, and on the GoFundMe, I had a tenant. I think John, you may have had a similar situation, but I had a tenant not only skip out on rent for September, but do thousands of dollars worth of damage to my guest room.
Great.
And he even came through here. This was fun.
Wait.
He came barreling through right here, and let me see if I can do the tilt with this camera.
Oh my God.
He came barreling through this area where I have my workstation, my computer workstation, and intentionally rammed into this little heavy table that's like stonework, and slammed it over into my computer system here. And so what happened is, and I've reported this to police in the police report, the whole computer system flipped over like this, and then this hard drive flew out of its housing, and I could have lost data. Could have been, tens of thousands of dollars worth of data loss. Fortunately, everything seems okay. But anyway, so we're doing all that, and I really appreciate John Graff coming out today and giving us a little coverage, because he's a very popular YouTuber and great photographer himself. And we got to support each other.
Well, I wanted to talk about mankinder.net. That's what the message I was coming for. That's it.
Thank you, John.
Yeah.
Well, the Mankinder Project is really about, are you a mankinder or a corporatist? And I got nothing against corporations. I'm using very corporate products. This is my iPhone XS Max that I paid a lot for. And so, although there are challenges and issues with wireless radiation, even from regular cell phones, let alone 5G, what we're just really talking about is health. The health and survivability of mankind. And so, to have and support corporations and make profits from corporations and enjoy their products is one thing. But to be a corporatist is what I have an issue with, when you just believe everything that is said and don't hold corporations accountable for any health damages that might occur. So the Mankinder movement is a unity project of various organizations and truth-telling journalists in collaboration to very simply help mankind survive.
Now it's on
It's that
Facebook
simple.
now, right? It's a Facebook.
Yeah, mankinder.net is the website, and the actual content for Mankinder is in development. But for now, it just redirects to a Facebook page. We've only got about 800 people as followers, but it will be growing very quickly through associations. And we want to just really quickly give a shout out to our friend Amanda Bass, aka Madison
Yes.
Star Moon, because she today got her entire Facebook profile just totally deleted, evidently with no warning, no community strikes or anything, no reasoning. They just took down her whole Facebook profile. So all her years of communicating with friends about all sorts of personal or professional or topics of general concern, just totally gone, and she has no access to it. And it's just, and that seems like a violation of freedom of speech.
You think?
To many of us.
She's telling the truth, and this is what they do.
Yeah, and we just can't figure out how Facebook can get away with that. And so, it's issues of, are they a publisher or a platform or whatever, that's for the lawyers to figure out, but
Yeah.
it just doesn't seem right.
Yeah, that really is horrible. When she told me that today, I was angry. These guys are just getting too much.
Yeah.
They're just taking steps. They keep stepping forward right into our rights and just get away with it.
Yep.
I've had enough. Sorry,
and
Madison.
we're webcasting this. I am on Facebook, and John's video is going to be on YouTube. And there's been a lot of issues about censorship from YouTube and Facebook. And we're saying, hey, folks, we are your content creators. So if you want the general public to continue to support you with advertising and our presence and our content, which is what YouTube and Facebook have been built upon, is the regular guy, then you would think you'd keep the regular guy happy and comfortable and feeling safe.
Okay, I think we're at the end of our rope here. Madison Star Moon, you can see her on YouTube there, and Amanda Bays is taken off of Facebook now. I think it's very unfair.
Yep.
Very. They're overstepping now.
Yep.
So anyway.
Well, I want to say again, thank you, John Graff,
Thank you.
for covering this. John shot headshots for me 20 years ago. He's been a great buddy and just handles things beautifully. Thank you, John
I try
Graff.
to, man. Thank you. Okay, we'll talk to you soon.